What up, peeps? My name is Sebastian, and I'm going to show you how to make soup right now using a recipe that I invented. I call it Whatever Looks Good Soup, and I'll explain that in a minute. But here we go. So get a big pot, something like that, big old pot, make a whole bunch of soup. You're probably going to get sick of it before you run out of it, but so what? It's cheap and it's healthy, and so you might as well make a big pot of it. It takes about the same amount of effort as a smaller pot. So get a big pot, and the next thing you're going to need is some dried beans. I like to get the 1 pound bag of dried beans. There's different kinds. Get whatever kind you want. I like the assorted beans, so there's a bunch of different kinds of beans in the soup. And you need to prep the beans. So there's two ways to do that. They're on the back of the bean bag, but the one that I like is soaking the beans overnight. Put the beans in the big pot and fill the pot up about 1/3 of the way with water and let them soak at least overnight. And actually in this case, I didn't get around to making the soup the next day, so they soaked 2 nights. You can do that too, I'm sure, as long as they're not moldy by the point that you're ready to make the soup. You haven't soaked them too long. So soak the beans, and then on the day that you're going to make the soup, go to the grocery store. I like to do it on the same day so that what I get there is fresh. Go to the produce section and get whatever looks good that you want in your soup. Or you could also make actually whatever is cheap soup, getting whatever produce is cheap, but I like to get whatever looks good. And get enough to basically fill up the pot about halfway with vegetables or whatever produce you decide to get. So get all that stuff home and then get ready to make the soup. You're going to need to strain and rinse the beans. Pour the beans that have been soaking into a colander, rinse them off real good. Rinse out the pot real good and put the beans back in the pot, and then fill the pot up about halfway with water. Put in about a cup of olive oil and about a handful of sea salt. Next, you're going to get the vegetables that you bought ready. Wash them real good, cut them up so they'll fit in the pot. I'm not actually going to show you how to do any of that because I don't really have time for that much video editing. And you probably don't have time to watch a video that long. But wash all the vegetables off, cut them up real good so they're going to fit in the pot. And in this particular case, I have red potatoes, yellow and green squash, portobello mushrooms, sweet peppers, multicolored carrots, kale, and I also seeded and then minced a jalapeno pepper just for a little bit of that flavor from the jalapeno pepper. When you put the vegetables that you prep into the pot, the water level is going to rise. That half a pot of water that you started with the beans in it is going to rise up close to the top. If it doesn't, you might need to add a little bit of water, but get it up close to the top. And then you're going to cook it. So bring it to a boil, then bring it back down to a simmer, stir it a little bit so nothing sticks, and simmer it anywhere from 4-ish hours to a day. I've simmered whatever looks good soup. Anywhere in that range seems to work out just fine. Stir it occasionally, especially if you're simmering it for a long time, to make sure nothing sticks at the bottom. And that's it. It's pretty much ready to eat. So I hope you enjoy your soup. Be sure to share this video with all your friends who like soup, which should be pretty much everybody. And stay tuned for the sequel, which actually may never happen. But if it does, I'm sure you'll want to see it. All right, that's it. You're welcome.